today we are here to talk about our 2016 trip to Japan. We're going to talk about our first and second day in Japan and in general our first experiences. To begin with, like many people, we flew straight into Narita, which is about 30 minutes outside of Tokyo. It's got a rather large international airport, great hub for finding your tickets, getting in safely, and honestly there's a hotel right there. So if you're really that tired, you could just stop for the night. But that's not what we did.
We went to Osaka, and it was a very long train ride, but I don't think it was actually that long.
It was about a 3-hour train ride to get over to Osaka.
It felt like forever, just because I was tired.
Yes, 18-hour flight. Probably about 2 hours once we arrived, trying to get our train tickets, trying to get through customs, trying to get our luggage, and then probably 20 minutes waiting on the train, and then 3 more hours to Osaka.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we picked a great hotel that was right outside the Osaka train station. So now here's the first question. Grab your whiteboards. If someone was going to Japan and they had our itinerary, which included Tokyo, Osaka, Hiroshima, Kyoto, and some random little things within that area, would you recommend that they do what we did and arrive in Narita and train straight to Osaka? Or would you recommend that they stop, spend the first couple of days in Tokyo, and then go out to Osaka? Survey says...
Do Tokyo first so you don't tire yourself out.
Straight to Osaka. Osaka ni ikimashou ka?
Show off. We went straight to Osaka. So by the time we got back to Tokyo, we were tired and we cut stuff out of our itinerary that I wish we hadn't cut out.
That is extremely true. If you are going and your main priority is Tokyo, definitely do that first because you will be tired by the time the week is over. Right, so we ended up staying in Osaka because the first time I went to Japan in 2008, we stayed in Narita and we ended up having to go about 30 minutes into Tokyo every day, and 30 minutes back, and 30 minutes back into Tokyo, and 3 hours to Osaka, and then another 3 hours out to Hiroshima, and then back to Osaka, and then back to Tokyo. And we went back to Narita every single night. But this time we decided to actually have hub cities. So our hub cities were Tokyo and Osaka. Day one is when we flew in, and we did the long, treacherous journey out to Osaka. Is it Osaka or Osaka? Oh, we just had our daily thing of adorable. Look at Japan, isn't it cool?
So, what have you done?
It was at this point that I realized that we were in Japan.
Oh, we got Disney tickets. We got train tickets, lots of train tickets. They all look the same.
Oh, watch my dad walk into the road.
So I woke up this morning.
So the plan is watch my father walk into the street.
This morning at like.
You hear it, right? The temptation.
Wait, we won't get to see them from here.
Airplane.
Yeah. We can hear it, right? Dad, come here. So you can just tell. Anyways. Airplane. It's a plane, it's a plane, it's a plane.
My dad has always been like this. We have now been up for 29 hours straight to get from our place in Maryland to here in Osaka, Japan. 29 hours. I look great. He looks tired. But we're here. We made it. It took forever. So much plane. So much train.
Oh, those kids were playing soccer.
TV,
oh,
and
yeah, they were
such
always
children
up there.
playing soccer.
Yeah.
At like 10:30ish at night on a school night. Crazy children. But yeah, just wanted to let everyone know we're here. Bye.
They were always playing soccer. At weird hours at night, they were just playing soccer, and you're like, what are you doing?
Was it there or was it in Tokyo that we heard the drift racers?
It was there.
Oh, yeah, that was
really
the night
late
that we
at night.
stayed up all night. I don't think we went to bed until like 5 o'clock in the morning or something. Like the sun was coming up and we were going to bed. Yeah. And all we were doing was laying there.
Just like, you tired?
No. Nope. Should we try to go to sleep? We got to Hiroshima. And what was your first idea of it?
There are a lot of children here.
There was an unusually high amount of children there. When I went there the first time, it was actually really quiet and sad, and I felt as an American I was not supposed to be there.
She went in a sweater with a Mickey Mouse silhouette that had the American flag on it.
It was my favorite sweater. And, I honestly hadn't thought about it at the time because I was only 17. I didn't really think about it. And
And it was a Nokia.
Hold on.
oh. It was at this point that I realized I was wearing an American flag. But it kind of worked out because I'm reading the peace bell. I don't know if I was allowed to do that or not.
You didn't read the thing?
I'm pretty sure I saw someone else do it too.
It was awkward.
Oh my god,
What?
that was 10 years ago.
You scared me. You were like, oh my god, staring into the distance. I was like, it's it.
Oh
Here
my
he comes.
God. It's a clown!
Not doing that one.
No. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Won't you forgive me? Alright. And we're back. Hiroshima has a lot of really blah. It's worth seeing.
It's sad.
But it's also very hopeful for the future. I wish we had a tour guide so I could really understand what everything was there. It has the A-bomb dome there, which is the last building remaining standing. It has the Peace Bell, and it has the Peace Memorial and many, many other historical artifacts and structures that you should definitely go check out. But the one thing that happened that was very unique when we went there, and I mean, I guess it's not that unique, but it was unique to us, was that there was a massive amount of elementary age children there. When we were there, they came up to us. It was the most adorable thing. It's always been my dream that I would be approached by someone that would want to talk to me. Talk to me! I'm so lovely. And so they came up to us and they asked us a couple of questions in English. And they asked us questions like, where are you from? Do you like Japan? What food do you like? It was very simple, cute questions and checking. They were able to answer very clearly and it was awesome. And they gave us a paper crane and it was the most adorable thing and I think we were gushing about it forever afterwards.
And then,
The teenagers.
why are you making that face?
Why would I not make that face? Go ahead, tell what happened with the teenagers.
I mean, they were so cute. They came over to us. We said hello to them. And then they didn't even look at us. He looked straight past us to her dad and was like, hello, sir. And the only question I really remember him asking, what kind of Japanese music do you like? I was like, say arashi. And so her dad was like, arashi. And the kid looked at him like, okay. If you don't know, that is a Japanese boy band. And her dad's 6'4", and he's in his 50s. So it looks a little suspicious.
We were trying to answer them. Watashi tachi wa Nihongo o hanashimasu yo. But I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to this man who clearly does not know any Japanese. And this one over here is like, arashi, say arashi, say arashi. Oh yes, that seems credible. This older gentleman just said arashi. It absolutely did not come from the other lady that said she could speak Japanese with whom we refused to speak.
I really think they were supposed to talk to a man, and no one else in our party qualified.
Also, a man in a wheelchair.
With a shih tzu.
They rolled up and they talked to my dad, and my dad was going on about how we have a dog named Muggsy, and the 3 women were not included in that conversation. We happened to walk away that time.
But the man in the wheelchair did also want to talk politics with us, and
That's true.
we usually just walk away.
And being military, you're not supposed to talk politics. No politics for the military, folks. Here's to no politics. So that was Hiroshima. We spent about half a day there. I love you.
That's how I feel.
So that day we also went to Miyajima. Miyajima is a really neat little island right off the coast of Hiroshima. They're known for their floating torii and their deer. Of course, the deer, you're not supposed to feed them, you're not supposed to touch them. There are fines included in that. And the last thing you want to do when you're a guest in a foreign nation is disrupt their laws and especially disrupt their everyday lives. That is rude. Rude. The deer there, they are very, very aggressive and very nosy, and they will make sure that you give them food.
Oh, here are the deer. This is what we're talking about.
And my mom's just trying to eat, but she's a very slow eater.
You will give me the
She's
banana.
like muzzy.
Shove it all.
You
Oh
will
my
give
God.
me the
There you
banana.
go.
Wait.
Now we're gonna
Banana.
Yeah, we have
block my dad. That's the women's restroom. The men, they're just screwed. Oh, that's funny. That's adorable. There's actually a gate near the bathroom that is there specifically to keep the deer from following you into the bathroom and into buildings. So please don't feed them. Please don't touch them. Please don't get fined, and please don't give your nation a bad name by breaking the law there. To get there, you have to get there by ferry. When we went there, we were actually able to walk out to the Torii. It was really awesome. I don't think we made it all the way out there though. It was still underwater partially, but we were able to get pretty close because of the low tide. And then next thing we knew, we were getting slowly surrounded by water.
Yeah, you gotta watch out. You gotta look at the stuff, but also be aware of your surroundings, because sometimes water will come at you from every angle.
They also had these really cute little snacks there that are called Momiji Manju. I'm definitely not reading a computer screen. All I could think about is the rabbit from Fruits
Momiji.
Basket. Yeah. Who's in the forest strolling? The birds and dancing Momiji. Anyways, so the pastries there are called Momiji Manju, and they're really cute. They come in a lot of different flavors. You have to visit all the different stores to find all the different flavors. And in my opinion, they were gross.
Yeah, they weren't that good. But when you get to other places in Japan, they have cute food that tastes good. The sweets there are not sugary like the sweets are here. So we might have been expecting something and then
That's true.
been disappointed.
The Momiji Manju is shaped like maple leaves in recognition of the trees that surround the island. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site that means Shrine Island. Go visit it. It's in Western Japan. All right.
Cool.
At the very end of the night, after we were done traveling around, seeing everything that it had to offer, Jackie got her very first gacha machine there. It was pretty cool.
It was Sailor Moon. I have it in the bathroom right now.
That's a good place to put your gacha toys.
It's a compact mirror.
Good point.
Duh.
We ended up taking a cruise that they offered there, and the cruise would take you out into the water, and if the water is deep enough, which it wasn't, they would go ahead and drive you underneath the floating Torii, which would have been a really amazing sight to see. But we did not get to partake in said sight because it was low tide.
So I got seasick on this boat. Right before I got on the boat, I said, "Do you think I'll get sick?" And just looked at the water in her sailor experience and said, no, the water looks pretty calm. I think you'll be okay. About 5 minutes into this boat trip, I was sick.
Maybe you'd like to share some of the more fun experiences of the cruise.
So he told us a lot of stuff about the island, but the only thing I really remember
It's the only thing I remember too, unfortunately.
is that the island, if you look at it the right way, it looks like a lady sleeping. And here is what the island looks like. It looks like that.
The most realistic picture you will ever see of Miyajima and
Yep.
the floating Torii. So on a side note, we did look it up and we could not find anything about the mountain being a sleeping lady online. So he might have just been messing with us.
I think he looks at the mountain a lot, and he's got an imagination.
That's true.
And it's a beautiful thing, and we shouldn't stomp on it. And there she is. But she wasn't actually touching it.
I did not touch it.
It's just the angle.
Yes. I was extremely careful not to touch the deer.
There's one blurry picture.
Yeah. So this is us on the cruise. Well, I mean, not us, but like this is what it looked like from the cruise, and that was as close as he could get us We hope you guys learned something new today. Maybe you saw something cool. Maybe you got really bored and left in the first 10 minutes. We're trying to get to 4,000 hours of viewed content per year, please. So if you could just keep replaying it over and over again.
Just leave it running. Like,
Yeah.
go do something else.
Yeah, like go to your work and just put it on every single computer. And this was day 1 and 2 of, I think, 14 days-ish of our time in Japan. I'm sorry.
I'm so tired.
You act like it's 11:18 at night.
I'm so tired. All right.
Good night.
Good night.